I visited Eastern Europe last summer in May, and I couldn't think of a better place to kick things off than Sarajevo. Did you know Sarajevo is often called the Jerusalem of Europe? That's because it's one of the few places where mosques, churches, and synagogues coexist, sometimes in the same street. I landed in Sarajevo in the afternoon, and the first stop had to be the Old Town. This fountain right here is one of the most famous landmarks. It is said that if you drink from it, you'll return to Sarajevo someday. On the second day, we joined a free morning walking tour. The guide took us through Sarajevo's rich and complex history, sharing stories of how the city has been a meeting point of cultures and religions for centuries. We visited the Latin Bridge, a small but historically significant spot. This is where the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand took place in 1914, triggering the start of World War I. Standing there, it was surreal to think about how this seemingly quiet bridge became the stage for such a pivotal moment in history.
Get buildings further this way, and I like to say that from here by architecture, you can see entire city. You just need to look around.
The guide also touched on Sarajevo's more recent struggles, including the devastating siege during the Bosnian War in 1990s.
329 bombs fell on the city average a day. So if you do the math, 329 bombs times 1,000.
I will show you the first example of my work. I show you in this small item bookmark because I can do quite fast something on it. So like that. When we make something, we use the rubber hammer like this to make the flat. Copper change the shape, of course, when you work on it. If I do with these flat one, I will scratch the copper, so I need that one.
We stopped for lunch and tried one of Sarajevo's most famous dish, cevapi. Traditionally, it is a grilled meat dish served with soft bread and onions, but we went for vegetarian options, the cheese and spinach varieties. Was Sarajevo City Hall, a building that perfectly captures the city's layered history. Built in 1896 during the Austro-Hungarian era, with a striking blend of Moorish revival and neo-Renaissance styles, meant to reflect Sarajevo's unique East meets West character. Originally used as the city's administrative center, the building later became the National and University Library of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Tragically, during the Bosnian War in 1992, the City Hall was shelled and set on fire, resulting in the destruction of over 2 million books and manuscripts. After years of painstaking restoration, it reopened in 2014 and now serves as both a library and a museum. The next day, we ventured out on a day tour to explore some of Bosnia's most historic and scenic spots.
हम जो चलने लगे हैं ये रास्ते, मंजिल से बेहतर लगने लगे हैं ये रास्ते। आओ खो जाए हम यूं लापता, आओ मीलों चले जाना कहाँ ना हो पता।
Our first stop was the Jajce Fortress, a medieval castle that tells the story of Bosnia's royal past. Built in the 14th century, this fortress once served as the seat of the Bosnian kings, making Jajce the last capital of Bosnian kingdom before the Ottoman Empire took over. It is perched on a hilltop with incredible views of the surrounding town and lush countryside. If you look closely, you can find the royal crest engraved near the main gate, a symbol of fortress's regal history.
धीरे चलना है मुश्किल तो जल्दी ही सही, आँखों के किनारों में बहाने ही सही। हम चले बहारों में गुनगुनाती राहों में, धड़कने भी तेज हैं अब क्या करें।
Our next stop was the breathtaking Pliva Waterfall. This 22-meter high waterfall is unique because it is located right in the center of Jajce, making it one of the few urban waterfalls in the world. During the era of Yugoslavia, it was a popular spot for hosting cliff diving competitions.
वक्त है तो जीने दे, दर्द है तो सीने दे, ख्वाहिशें अनजान है अब क्या करें। शब्दों के पहाड़ों पे लिखी है दास्तां, ख्वाबों के लिफाफों में छुपा है रास्ता। हम चले बहारों में गुनगुनाती राहों में, धड़कने भी तेज हैं अब क्या करें। ओ वक्त है तो जीने दे, दर्द है तो सीने दे, ख्वाहिशें अनजान हैं अब क्या करें।
Next, we headed to the charming Jajce Watermills, a truly magical spot nestled between the great and small Pliva lakes. These charming wooden huts date back to the Middle Ages and were built to harness the power of the rushing water to grind grains into flour. What's fascinating is that these watermills are constructed entirely without nails. The carpenters use traditional techniques to interlock the wooden beams, ensuring durability against the constant flow of water. Our final stop of the day was the Travnik Fortress, a stunning hilltop stronghold that dominates the skyline of this historic Ottoman town. Known as the Vizier's town during Ottoman rule, Travnik was a political and cultural hub. The fortress was okayish, but the views of the surrounding town and its vibrant green landscape were absolutely breathtaking.
आसमां में ख्वाबों के परिंदे उड़े दिल के जहां में ख्वाबों के परिंदे ओहो क्या पता जाएंगे कहाँ
रोशनी मिली अब राह में है दिलकशी सी बर